What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here, and welcome to the Geek Lounge. Today's video is our very first sequel here on the channel. It is the Umbrella Academy Funko Pop Special 2. And it feels like I've waited an eternity to do this video. Fun fact, the very first Funko Pop video on this channel was the first Umbrella Academy Funko Pop special that we did back on September 2nd, 2020, not long after Season 2 dropped on Netflix. Yes, it has been that long between seasons, but Season 3 finally dropped last Wednesday. We watched it, binged watched it in like 3 or 4 days. Thoroughly enjoyed it. No Season 4 announcements just yet, but I do imagine it will come very, very soon. The show is very, very popular. It knocked Stranger Things off its perch, though I'm guessing Stranger Things will get back on that perch come this Friday with the release of those final 2 episodes. But like I said, we thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, really interesting story, lots of new characters, and I honestly cannot wait to get into some of my ideas for a third wave of Umbrella Academy Funko Pop figures. But before we get to that, we need to check out the second wave that released following Season 2. And now these figures have been out for quite a while. In fact, 1 year. They released in June 2021. I've had them since they were released, but I've never taken them out of the box to take a closer look at them because I've been waiting for Season 3 to drop to do this video right here. Now, there are 9 figures that were available in Wave 2. We've got 8 of them here. I just didn't pick up the other variant of Vanya. This one is the glow-in-the-dark version. The other variant you could get simply doesn't glow in the dark. And although it's not essential viewing for this video, be sure to check out the first Umbrella Academy Funko Pop special because a lot of the figures that I discussed that I would like to see in a second wave did actually come to fruition, though we'll get into that when we look at the figures more in specific detail. Before we do that, I did just want to show you guys a few cool features on the boxes because as you can see here on the sides, they do have the corresponding numbers for each of the family members. Luther here has number 1, Diego here has number 2. I mean, we're not going to go through them all. I don't want to spend all this time showing you guys boxes, but as you can see, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. The other kind of like weird thing though that they did with these box numbers is, unlike the first wave, which is actually sitting there behind me out of their boxes. I don't know if you guys can see all of them there in the shot, but they've actually kind of mixed up the pop television numbers. So as you can see there, Luther is actually number 116, if that's going into, I think that has gone into focus there for you guys. He is 116, but then you have Diego, who's actually 114, so, he's even before Luther. And then I think Allison was 112, yeah, so she was actually the kind of first one in terms of the pop television numbers, if that makes sense, which I thought was a little bit weird. It's not what they did on the first wave. The first wave was in order of the numbers of the, of the characters. So what we actually have here is the 8 characters I mentioned already. There was a 9th character, but it was just a non-glow-in-the-dark variant of Vanya. There was that young Ben figure that did release between both waves, but unfortunately it was a con exclusive. I think it was 1,000 pieces if I'm not mistaken. New York Comic Con, was that 2020, 2019? I honestly can't remember now. I'm pretty sure though it was a limited piece count. It was a con only pop, and yeah, you're pretty much paying anywhere from like £250 and above to now get that figure, which is a little bit annoying. I'll get it one day, but I don't envisage it'll be in my collection anytime soon. But yeah, without further ado, guys, let's take a closer look at these Wave 2 figures. And we'll go by numerical order, starting with number 1, Luther. Now, the first Umbrella Academy Funko Pop special I did when I discussed what figures I would like to see with Wave 2, I did have him in a fighting stance, but the only difference that I had, the figure that I wanted to see, was him in that white vest so we could get some of those hairy, butch, gorilla-like arms that he has. But this is just him in his green pants and blue jacket. I actually think it's the outfit he's wearing at the start of Season 3, right? I mean, Season 3 starts as, or picks up where Season 2 ended. I'm pretty sure this is what he is wearing. It's a pretty cool figure. It's slightly bigger / taller than the other figures, which makes perfect sense given his size. But yeah, still a cool figure from Wave 2. And next up is number 2, Diego. And this is the exact figure that I wanted to see in this second wave. carrying a knife with that almost kind of like black tactical gear. He's got the new hair. I did kind of discuss a potential chase edition of when he was in the like the mental institute, but they decided not to go with any chases for this second wave. As we go around the back, he's got two knives there, you know, stuffed into his belt, utility belt, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, the longer hair. As we swing back round, it also has the scar there on his left eyebrow. We don't see the scar on the right side of his head though, because it is obviously covered by the hair. But yeah, this was a cool figure, and like I said, it is one that I really wanted to see, and yeah, they made it. And on to number 3, Allison. I really wasn't too sure what they could do for the second wave. She went through some changes, some pretty harrowing changes in Season 2. I mean, she does in Season 3 as well. We'll get to that shortly. But I think they did pretty well here. The change of hair. I mean, I'm trying to think. I should remember. I literally just watched the show. Was this also what she was wearing at the start of Season 3? You know, the end of Season 2? God, I really can't remember. I should. Like I said, we watched the show just the other day. But yeah, it's a pretty cool outfit. Like I said, the change of hair, it's no more like too frizzy and certainly got those blonde highlights anymore. It's all black. She has the cut on her face. That's a nice little touch. But yeah, it's a pretty decent outfit. And again, another cool figure to add to that collection. And then number 4, Klaus. This is exactly what I wanted. It is literally how I described what this pop should be in that first Umbrella Academy Funko Pop special. Very, very cool. Klaus, probably between Klaus and number 5 are my 2 favourite characters. I think that's the general consensus from most people. They are the 2 most popular characters. I mean, we're already at the back of the figure here. He's got his wavy hair, he's got his cult outfit, but all the detail there is really in the front. So let's swing back round the hello and goodbye on the hands, the tattoo there on the torso. He's got the dog tags with the star underneath, the goatee, the eyes closed. It's just such a cool pop. Like I said, it's exactly how I described it in that first video, how I wanted to see it, and I'm so happy that Funko did decide to make this figure. And on to number 5, whose name we don't know. I'm trying to think, did Gerard Way announce something like he does have a name, or I honestly can't remember, but let's not get into this. This is another figure that I said I would like to see them make, and they did. Although I think when I was discussing ideas for Wave 2, I think I had him bloody. I mean, I guess they could have done a bloody chase with him carrying the axe. I mean, that would have been pretty cool. We've seen bloody chases in the past, like John Wick, for instance. But yeah, I was trying to think what else could they do compared to what they did with the first figure, because he does still pretty much just wear that same school uniform. So I thought, yeah, give him the axe and make him bloody when he goes and kills the entire commission. But they didn't make him bloody. I guess they were saving that. Well, they'd already done bloody young Ben, I guess. So we just got him without the blood, but we did get him with the axe, which still made me very, very happy. And then on to number 6, Ben. And again, this was kind of the idea I had, just to have him really in his normal civilian-like outfit. The only other idea I had was to maybe put him in the Sparrow Academy outfit. But then I thought, you know what? That would probably be saved for a wave 3 of figures anyway, when we get to know that character a little bit more, and that is obviously coming up very, very shortly. So there's not really too much going on with this figure. He's obviously got that hoodie. You guys can make out the hood there at the back, but like I said, it's pretty much civilian clothing. Actually, was it a leather jacket with a hood? Yeah, leather jacket over a hoodie. I think that's what it is. It's got the drawstrings there. I don't know if you guys can necessarily make that out there in the light, but yeah, it's pretty different to his other figure that was like the ghost-like tentacles one that did glow in the dark. Well, there were 2 variants from that first wave, one that did and one that didn't glow in the dark. But yeah, I mean, it's very basic. It's probably the most basic out of all of them, but still pretty decent figure nonetheless. And on to number 7, Vanya. And again, this is exactly how I wanted the figure. I mentioned it in the video that I wanted it floating and I wanted it glow in the dark. And what did Funko do? They went ahead and made it a very, very cool figure. I love the white face, how menacing it is. I mean, we're going around the back there now. As you guys can see, it is that clear stand, but I'm all good with that because the character is floating. That's how they do their floating characters. Let's go back round to the front, because that is where all the detail is. The chest lighting up with that power. Like I said, the face looks menacing. It just looks like a really, really badass pop. You know what? Let's check out the glow right now. I've had the black light on there for quite a while, and boom, look at that, guys. That is really cool. The eyes, the arms, and a bit of the chest as well. That really comes out quite well on camera, to be perfectly honest. Actually, Ben's glowing over there. You guys probably can't quite see that there. The old Ben, he was glowing a little bit, probably a bit too far away. Actually, I can see a couple of glowing things up there as well. I think one over there. But yeah, that one, look at that. Really, really cool. Really happy with that glow. And the last figure in the second wave, guys, is Baby Pogo. And I have to say, I did not even envisage that they were going to be making this pop. He wasn't really in it for very long, but I didn't come up with the idea to do a Baby Pogo pop in that video. Some of the other ideas I had was like Lila, Reginald Hargreaves, who else I had, like the fishbowl head commission guy, I can't really remember his name. I even had like an idea for those 3 like Swedish assassin brothers or whatever they were. It's been a long time since I watched season 2, but yeah, I didn't have the idea to do this Baby Pogo, but I'm really glad they did. It is a pretty cool figure. You know, it's very different to the first one because he is Old Man Pogo from that first wave. He's got the space suit. Yeah, just a really cool figure. Glad they did that one, and yeah, like I said, it wasn't an idea I had, but really, really happy they did it. And now this next bit is one of my favourite parts of these Funko Pop specials, where we take a look at potential figures they could make, figures I would love to see them make in the next wave. I've grabbed the laptop here, I prepared everything earlier, so we're all ready to go. But first and foremost, guys, major spoilers ahead for Season 3. If you have not seen Season 3 yet, you know, I hate to tell you not to kind of watch my content. It's the whole point of making it is for you guys. But I would say make sure to watch Season 3 first. So maybe pause this video, you know, get a timestamp of where it is, go and finish Season 3 and then come back to this video. So you can also discuss in the comments section some of the ideas I have and to give me your own ideas as well. And just to say as well, it is hard to determine how many figures they will actually make. There was tons and tons of characters in this new season. We actually got 13 figures in the first wave, although it was just 10 different characters, where 3 of them were variants. There were 2 chases and 1 that was a glow-in-the-dark and 1 that wasn't a glow-in-the-dark. And then, as I mentioned earlier, for wave 2, there were 9 figures, but only 8 different characters. So we're not really too sure what they're going to make, but I would envisage the fact that we've had every one of the Umbrella Academy members twice, and we've had Pogo twice, I would imagine we're going to get that again. So that leads me to the very first idea, which is, of course, Luther. It makes sense that they would make the Umbrella Academy once more, just this time in different outfits. And I kind of thought the first one, or an idea that we could have, is Luther jogging. We see him in this jogging outfit quite a bit throughout the season. You've also potentially got him in the Sparrow Academy outfit, though I kind of feel if they are going to make the Sparrow Academy Funko Pop figures, you know, you may as well save that outfit for them. A bit of a wild idea I had is that you could do Space Boy Luther and then also have a potential Chase edition where he has his long shaggy beard after he's been on the moon for a long time. But the one that I would actually go with is Luther Wedding. He finally meets and falls in love with Sloane, who we'll get into in just a little bit. And I actually think Luther in his wedding outfit, his groom outfit, would be pretty cool. Next up is Diego, who has cut his hair again, a slightly different hairstyle to that from the first season. Again, we can see his scar though, but I really did actually like this outfit. It kind of reminded me of like a kind of desert warfare / Assassin's Creed style outfit, to be perfectly honest. I really did enjoy it. He wore a couple of different sort of tactical fighting gear outfits. He also had this black one as well, which I thought was pretty cool. But my vote would be this one in the very final episode. I'd love to actually have him carrying that harpoon. I know he is a knife guy, but I think that outfit, after he's had those fingers torn off, so he's got the glove, well, I say torn off, cut off, so where he's got the glove, holding the harpoon with that outfit, I think that one would be pretty cool. And next up is Alison, who went through another pretty harrowing season, finding out that her daughter no longer exists because of all the anomaly and so on and so forth. I won't really go into too much detail on the stories. She also had another haircut. This is her, you know, before she's actually had that haircut. And I thought you could potentially do that, but it would make more sense to now have her with the shorter hair. She is in that outfit, you know, when she first shows off to Victor, that, you know, she's cut her hair. I thought you could also have her in her wedding dress, potentially, but one that would get my vote is actually right at the end of the season finale, when she's screaming at Reginald, you know, to stop, and her eyes light up. It's after she's kind of connected reunited with Harlan, and you know, he's sort of increased her powers, that she no longer has to say, "I heard a rumor." But the only thing I would think is that, you know, how do they do the kind of rumor power? You know, it would obviously have to be transparent and maybe swirly. I was trying to think, are there some pops that we've seen? I mean, I know there's like the Eve one from Wall-E, and you've had like Sharknado before, but those are like on a bigger scale. But yeah, I think that could be really cool with the eyes kind of lit up, that kind of orangey goldy yellow. You know, I think that would just make a really, really cool pop. And next up is Klaus, who went through so many wardrobe changes this season, it is too difficult to count. I would honestly buy all of these if Funko did them. I think he's such a cool character. He is very popular, and we have seen with popular characters that Funko, you know, will make variants of them, even though they're not massively different. I am looking at you, Dustin Henderson from Stranger Things Season 4, but you have him in this kind of like Undertaker-style get-up right at the start of the season with the hat. I think that's pretty cool. You've got him in these other various outfits, like the one he goes to like try and find his mum, when he kind of reconnects with Reginald Hargreaves. You know, he first actually goes to him in that scuba outfit. I think that one could be pretty fun, where he's holding that statue or whatever when they're about to duel. We have actually had a glow-in-the-dark figure in both waves, and I figured, you know, we may as well get another glow-in-the-dark one here in wave 3. And there is an idea that I had for Klaus when he uses his power to, I don't know what he actually does. Does he scare the ghosts away? Does he absorb them? I'm not entirely sure, but that could make a fairly cool figure. But the one that gets my vote, and I really think this could make for a great common and chase set, is Dead Klaus. I think if you have this Klaus here as the common, this is where he's, you know, he's come back to life. But if you have that wound in his chest, and people might say, well, it's maybe a little bit violent, but hey, they made young Ben, who's absolutely covered in blood. But you know, I think that wound in his chest, the almost kind of like floral shirt, I think that could be very cool. And as for the chase, this I think would be absolutely awesome, is if you make the figure black and white but still have the shirt coloured yellow. How cool would that be? I honestly think that would make for such an awesome common and chase set. And next up is number 5. As I mentioned, him and Klaus are my two favourite characters. I think they're the two most popular characters of the show anyway. But number 5 didn't really have too much going on in terms of, like, you know, outfits. Well, actually, I'm going to contradict myself, because he literally wore the same outfit for the last 2 seasons. So he did get a little bit of a variety this season, but I wasn't really, you know, too sure exactly what you could do. He does wear a full-on suit this time, so we don't see, you know, his pasty white legs anymore. You know, he wears the suit throughout most of the season. You could have done him with a briefcase maybe or something like that. But what would get my vote is that outfit he wears at the beginning of the season. It's almost like I'm going to call it his retired outfit. He then goes to see that big ball of, I was about to say yarn. Is it twine? I think it's twine, isn't it? I think it's the name of the episode as well. You know, I just think that outfit is pretty cool. But back to the other image of him holding the drink. You know, I think that could make a really cool pop. He holds a cup of coffee from, you know, that figure from the first wave. So why not hold that mimosa, champagne, whatever it is, with that outfit here for wave 3. And I'll do Ben next, even though he is number 2 of the Sparrow Academy here this season. I mean, he ends up with the family at the end anyway. Guys, I did say there were going to be spoilers. But as for the Ben pop, I think you could go back to the first wave pop and just actually put him in full colour rather than the ghostly glow in the dark. I think it can make for a pretty cool pop. One that I think would be absolutely sick, though I'm not sure they would make it, is Ben not floating. You know that Carnage figure that was it one of the Comic-Con exclusives where he's essentially, you know, rising himself up on his tentacles? I think doing that with Ben would make an absolutely sick pop, though I'm not entirely sure they would do it. And we have seen Funko go back to like previous molds, so I think they could do that with that first wave mold and then just make it like a kind of full-on colour, if that makes sense. But either way, I would be happy with that figure. And next is, of course, Victor, formerly known as Vanya. The actor that plays Victor, Elliot Page, transitioned in real life from Ellen Page. And I thought the transition in the show, I thought they handled it quite respectfully, to be perfectly honest. They did it quite well. I really don't think it took anything away from the character either. You know, that's just my opinion, and everyone is entitled to their own. But as for the pop, I kind of feel like, you know, Victor, when it was Vanya, you know, she had two of the kind of coolest pops of the last two waves. So I figured, you know what, for Victor, you know, it's time to hand the cool pops over to someone else. So I thought in that kind of normal getup, it almost kind of looks like what Ben was wearing in the second wave figure. There is the after he's had the fight with Harlan as well, he has got a cut on the cheek. We saw that similarly to the Allison Wave 2 figure as well, so you could do that. There's always the possibility to do another glow in the dark version, but this time as Victor. But yeah, I kind of feel the glow in the dark, this, you know, this third wave could go to someone else. And we'll get into the Sparrow Academy next. Whether they do make any of these figures, your guess is as good as mine. Some of the characters don't even make it out of the third episode. We have Marcus, of course, who is their number one, the leader, and he actually doesn't even make it out of the very first episode. So whether they make him, I'm not entirely sure. We've already done Ben, but again, if they are going to make all of these figures, they may as well make them in their Sparrow Academy outfits. So that is another option there for Ben. I thought Faye had a pretty cool look to her, and the idea I had, if they were going to do a pop of her, is like similar to the Naruto Itachi with Crows figure. I thought that could look pretty cool. Like I said, she has a pretty unique look. The number 4 Alfonso, he also has a pretty unique look. He's kind of got that bulging stomach, a little bit like me, I guess. And his face is also a little bit mashed up. They really don't go into too much detail on what happened there. He has that unique power where it's like you punch him in the face and you're the one who feels it. You could have him also in his civilian outfit when he has that fight with Diego. I think with his like belly bulging out, that could look pretty cool. We then have Sloane, who was their number 6. She, you know, kind of played a big role really in the show. She ends up being the kind of wife of Luther. We'll get into that in just a second though. If you were going to do her as a figure, she would get my vote in terms of the one who gets the float job this season. Float job, that sounds a little bit weird, but like the floating pop, even though there wasn't a floating pop in the first wave, but you could do her floating. But I thought if you're going to do Wedding Luther, you could also really do Wedding Sloane in her wedding outfit holding those flowers. That could look pretty cool. Then their numbers, pardon me, I think I said Sloane was number 6, Sloane was number 5, Jamie is number 6. Now for her, you know, she had this kind of unique power, but she didn't really, in my opinion, have too much of a unique look. Yeah, you could have her in that civilian outfit again when she's having the fight with Diego in the, is it like a pharmacy or something? But one idea I did have is she has that kind of unique power where she spits the venom or whatever it is out of her mouth, and she has like those little black veins that come on her cheek. That's something that Funko could potentially do, but we know Funko don't really do mouths too much, so not too sure how they would do it, but that was my idea. And lastly, number 7 is that cube thing, Christopher. I don't really think we even learn too much about him either. And I'm thinking they did that gelatinous cube as part of the D&D range, so why not, you know, do a cube of Christopher as well. You could do him in a couple of different colours as we've seen him in. It looks like he goes red when he attacks. I just hope they don't make that as like a chase edition. You know, if they are going to make this figure, Funko, please don't make that as a chase where, you know, it's just different colours. That would be very, very lazy. And you could potentially do a 7-pack, but I'm honestly not sure whether that will come to fruition or if they will even make any of the Sparrow Academy characters. But let me know in the comment section below, would you guys buy a 7-pack of the Sparrow Academy? And they made him in Wave 1, they made him in Wave 2, so I'm pretty sure if we are going to get a Wave 3, we are going to get another Pogo figure. Now for me, there are really only 2 options. You've got Pogo Sensei, which I think would make a cool figure, but the one that I really want to see is Biker Pogo. I thought he looked really, really cool, you know, especially the one where he's got the cigarette in his mouth. We've seen Funko Pops with cigarettes before, you know, Jesse Custer comes to the top of my head from Preacher. I just think that pop would look really, really cool. You could have a chase edition, I guess, with the 2. You know, in my opinion, I'd hope Sensei, you know, Pogo Sensei would be the one that would be the chase, because, you know, I think the biker one is cooler and I'd prefer to get that one. But yeah, I'm not too sure there. They both would look pretty cool, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be the biker one. And now the next two characters actually don't have Funko Pops just yet, and I honestly don't know why. Especially one of them is a major character who's been there from the first season. We'll get to him in just a second. First up though is Lila. Lila came into season 2. I actually said in the first Umbrella Academy Funko Pop special that I would like to see a Lila pop in Wave 2, and we didn't get it. She again plays a really big role in season 3, so I really think they need to make a pop of her, you know, in this third wave if we are going to get them. She also does have many different outfits throughout the season. Any one of these you could really choose. You could also give her the glow-in-the-dark treatment when she like absorbs, is absorbs the right word? She kind of like, you know, uses the powers of the people who are nearby to her. So when she uses Victor's power, she could have that glow in the dark. But my vote would be that outfit she wears right at the beginning. It's like she's gone shopping and then she's basically trying to you know, time travel away with the briefcase. I think that pop could look pretty cool with the briefcase and the shopping bags. And you probably guessed the other character I was talking about. It is, of course, Sir Reginald Hargreaves. You know, he's been a main character from the first season. People will say, you know, is he not really just a supporting character? But no, he's like almost like one of the catalysts for the entire show when you think about it. And I really do think he deserves a pop. And I think this season showed that we could get a really, really cool chase edition. You could have him for the common being in his normal, you know, suit, or, you know, the normal kind of outfit that he wears. But I really think a cool chase edition could be with that alien, you know, I don't know what it is, tentacle, claw, sword-like weapon that, you know, comes out of his sleeve and he kills Luther. Again, guys, I did say there were going to be spoilers, you know, in that penultimate episode. I think that could make for a really, really cool chase. And I had a few left field ideas in the first Umbrella Academy Funko Pop special, so we may as well have a few here in this one as well. For my glow-in-the-dark pop for this wave, my vote would actually go to Harlan. Again, big spoiler there, guys. Harlan now is grown up in season 3. He's like an older man. And I know people might say that, yeah, he's not really such a major character, and he's not to an extent, but when you think about it, he is the catalyst. I mentioned Sir Reginald Hargreaves is the catalyst for the entire show, but Harlan was arguably the catalyst for season 3 when you do think about it, and that kind of glowing orangey power with the orange eyes, the orange chest, I think could make for a pretty cool pop. Equally, I think this could be a really cool figure, but I doubt Funko will ever make it. It is Grace / Mum, and it is the one after she's lost her eyes. She's kind of become this like zealot, for lack of a better word, and she almost kind of looks like a nun, but you know, she's lost her eyes, so it's now like that kind of bluey, glowy thing. And then she actually pulls out a flamethrower because, you know, everyone's essentially trying to trap God, at least that's what she thinks. But I thought with that flamethrower, with that blue eye, that could make a really, really cool pop. We've seen from Star Wars, you had that flame trooper pop. I think it was from the Mandalorian range. You could do something in a similar vein, and I think that would look really, really cool. And lastly, I included those 3 Swedish brother assassins, whatever they were, from season 2, so we may as well include the Guardians from season 3, those samurai-like warriors that, you know, are in the other side, you know, when they cross over from Hotel Obsidian into Hotel Oblivion. You've got the 3 samurais, that one that has the axe, there's the one that has the like sickle and chain thing, and then you have the one that has the sword. They really do just kind of look like these beefed up samurais, so I'm not entirely sure. Well, I say I'm not entirely sure. I really, really doubt Funko are going to make these. But like I said, these last few figures were really kind of left field ideas. And well, that's going to do it for our Umbrella Academy Funko Pop Special 2. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Let me know, what did you guys think of Season 3? What did you think of my ideas for a third wave of Funko Pop figures? And let me know your idea for the third wave of figures as well, all in the comments section below. And we have some more really cool content coming your way, guys. We're continuing our Star Wars celebration here on the Geek Lounge. Another Star Wars themed video is coming this Friday. The Boys Season 3 is finishing very, very soon. So the Boys Funko Pop special will be coming shortly after that. So make sure you stay tuned for that and more. What's the easiest way to stay tuned? Simple. Subscribe, hit click, smash that subscribe button and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.